When Microsoft announced the Surface Go, I was excited about it, but at the same time, I remained doubtful about its performance and the price tag I was about to pay. Despite that, I got myself a unit and have been using for 2 months, so here are my thoughts about it. Coming from an iPad Pro and the 2018 iPad, the Surface Go isn't as slick as they are, but build quality is solid and it weighs around 550 grams with the Type cover keyboard attached. In many ways, the Surface Go is a smaller version of the Surface Pro, featuring a fanless design, a solid kickstand and a rather thick screen bezel running across the 10-inch display. I wished Microsoft could have shaved a few millimeters off the bezels to include a bigger screen, but this is a beautiful display that has great color accuracy and supports the Surface Pen's input, which I find great for scribbling notes. The device has strong magnets on the side to conveniently hold the Surface Pen, though it doesn't support charging like the latest Apple Pencil. What the Surface Go has that the Pro sibling doesn't is USB-C. Though you will need to learn to live with dongle life, USB-C peripherals and cables are now easily available, and it is cheaper to invest in a dongle than Microsoft Surface Connect accessories. Also, you'll be happy to know that the USB-C port supports power delivery charging at 40 watts, which you can easily acquire a power bank or adapter that supports the charging standard, and is way faster than the provided power brick that maxes out at 24 watts. Microsoft has brought over some hardware features of the Surface Pro to the Go, such as the infrared face detection sensor that works for Windows Hello, an impressive 5MP front-facing webcam, and an 8MP main camera. Storage is also expandable with a micro SD card. The dual front-facing speakers sound decent for what it is. Though it breaks when playing at maximum volume, you do at least get a proper soundstage. The Type cover keyboard is a necessary investment that starts from 400 ringgit depending on the color you choose. I chose the burgundy cover with the Alcantara upholstery that is priced slightly higher. Although the keyboard doesn't offer a lot of key travel and has rather small keycaps, I find typing on it to be very pleasant and better than my MacBook Pro's flat butterfly keyboard. The trackpad, however, has less precise tracking, and it is a challenge if you are using it to resize objects. Otherwise, it is still better than a lot of Windows laptops. The Surface Go I got is the 8GB RAM and 128GB storage model. I recommend that you get the same configuration as it is worth the extra premium over the base model. You get a fast solid-state drive, and having more RAM allows you to run in a couple more apps and browser tabs. Speaking of performance, the Surface Go uses the Intel Pentium Go 4415Y chip that has 4 cores running at 1.6GHz. Though I wish Microsoft would settle for at least a Core M or i3 processor, I'm glad to report that it works really great for casual web browsing and emails. It is also capable of playing 4K YouTube videos on the big screen, and I was able to do some quick touch-ups on my photos with Adobe Lightroom Classic without any issues. Microsoft claims that the Surface Go can do up to 9 hours of local video playback on a full charge. But when it comes to doing productive tasks like web browsing and writing, I managed to get around 4.5 hours when I'm using at 50% brightness under power saving mode. It is a far cry from the iPad's battery life, but I still think it's pretty acceptable considering that you can do more on Windows. I'm happy with the Surface Go during the period of my ownership. Though it still isn't quite an iPad killer when it comes to performance and battery life, it can do so much more than an iPad with full-blown Windows applications, and it at least offers users the ability to expand its usability as a portable computer. Users will definitely benefit from its compact form factor, as it fits any coffee tables without taking up too much space. Unfortunately, the price tag that Microsoft is charging for the Surface Go just doesn't make sense, and it isn't an easy recommendation, as you can already get more powerful laptops that has more or less the same battery life. Top up a few hundred ringgit, you can already purchase the base model of the Surface Pro at this point of time. In conclusion, you would have to appreciate things like USB-C charging and its smaller form factor. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense at all, and the Surface Go could probably sell better with a much lower price tag. What do you think about it? Would you go for it over the 2018 iPad, wait for a price drop, or totally skip this? Let me know in the comments on your thoughts. Alright, thank you everyone. Subscribe to us. Make sure you follow us on social media, and I'll see you in the next round. Technically tomorrow is my birthday, not today, but thank you guys. Thank you everyone.